Welcome back. Do you feel more like a referee than a parent, especially during the summer months when the kids are all home and things can get really heated? There are things you can do, though, to keep things cool. Joining me is behavioral health expert and with Parkland is Malissa Melton Otunba. Thank you so much for being here. Yeah. I don't know. This is hard for adults. I mean, fighting fairly, it's something that it's hard for adults to understand and to do, but you say it can be taught.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think it must be taught. I think because, as you know, as adults, we have conflict in our lives, and so really teaching our children from a young age how to do that really in a way that's constructive will really help them throughout their lives.
And not all conflict's bad.
No, absolutely not. I don't think conflict's bad at all. Actually, if we re-look at it and define it, it actually helps us to grow and find better understanding with people that maybe we have differences with or that we just have a different background for.
Okay, I'm going to be taking notes here.
Sure.
So the first thing really is to understand the purpose of the argument. It's not to win.
No,
don't go in with that attitude, first of all.
No, it's really to gain better understanding and resolution so that both parties feel like they've gotten something out of this situation. If you win, then just think that other person feels like they lost and that they're powerless, and none of us like to feel powerless in our lives.
So what's the first thing? What do you teach kids? What's the first thing? But basically you say constructive responses.
Absolutely. Really showing and teaching them about empathy, being able to first listen and show that understanding towards the other person, even if you don't agree or even if you have a different viewpoint from them. So really that first point is really showing empathy to the other person.
So is that saying, like, you're telling me you're sad because of this, and I'm saying, I understand you're sad, and then saying how you feel?
Yeah, absolutely. So modeling that as a parent, when you see your child frustrated or that has a different opinion from you, really saying, well, how sad, I understand that you feel that way. Just really providing, that builds that initial bridge.
Yeah, and to make your kids understand that, I guess it's good probably to ask them, well, how would you feel if you were in that situation? Like trying to put them in it so that they can start, so the wheels start working in their brain?
Absolutely. You want them to be able to think from that other person's perspective that helps them to better understand and then think about the outcome of whatever that disagreement might be.
Sometimes kids just can't move on. They just feel like they're misunderstood and they kind of get stuck. How do you get them out of that?
Well, I think being able to then have that voice to explain how they feel in addition to that other person, I think that helps them to then better understand and see the other person's point of view and be able to voice how they feel in that situation.
Now, you say what's hard to do as a parent, or at least what would be hard for me to do, would be to coach them instead of intervening. What do you mean by that?
Well, not trying to fix the problem. Oftentimes as parents, I think, you know, because of time and frustration, we want to jump in and fix. But really that's not teaching your child anything. You want to coach them on how to critically think so that they can come up with their own resolutions, because that's what they're going to need as they go throughout life. Yeah.
So as they're arguing, do you get involved or do you just wait a little bit? I mean, when I hear the screaming start, when should I jump in, or when should I get down on their level?
You know, I think offering suggestions and then helping them to think about the outcome of those suggestions, and then giving them an opportunity to then make the choice as far as whether or not they choose to resolve it and how they want to resolve that dispute.
Interesting. And then talk about it later to see, hey, how do you think that worked out, right?
Absolutely.
I mean, you can learn from that too. Well, the lessons we can all learn, I think.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much for being here
problem.
and providing some insight. Appreciate it.